What's going on, Dennis? How are you, man? I'm just shooting this video for you to show you sort of exactly what's going on in the background of your site, and I'm going to show you what a couple of other sites are doing that is helping them gain a lot of traffic to their website, and then obviously a lot of clients that way. And I'm also going to show you a couple of things that you can do to improve your ranking on Google and start capturing some of that traffic as well. Start getting a piece of that pie. So without further ado, what I'm going to point out first is I'm going to take a look at the back end of your website here with a tool I use called Ahrefs. And basically what it's going to show me is that you're currently ranking for 12 organic keywords, meaning in the organic section of Google, you're ranking in the top 100 for at least 12 keywords or for 12 keywords. And what I'm going to show you here, a keyword is basically any search phrase that someone would enter into Google looking for a particular service. And usually when it is a business like yourself, you could probably be national, and therefore you wouldn't need something like Carlsbad on the end of it there. But because you would try and capture, these areas first, they're the sorts of keywords you're looking for. So that there is perfect. However, up here we've got volume, so this is being searched for 20 times per month, which isn't a lot, but what the idea is you have a ton of these different keyword phrases on your page and you build up this volume. KD is the difficulty of how hard it is to rank for, so 3 is really, really low, 17 is still quite low, it goes all the way to 100, 28 is also not that high. I won't bother with CPC, that's cost per click. Traffic is how much traffic you're getting per month, so obviously you're not getting any clicks at the moment. And position is the position you are in Google for that particular keyword. So this is page 6, there's 10 results per page, page 7, page 9, 9, 8, etc. So as I say, the idea is to find the best keywords, San Diego reverse mortgage here 30 times. Find the best keywords, put a ton of them onto your page, and then start the off-page, what's called SEO. SEO is search engine optimization, and basically that's just the process of ranking your website and getting it to page 1 of Google, and then you see this traffic start to increase on all of these, and all of a sudden you end up with a couple of thousand clicks, and then obviously a few hundred phone calls. So that's what's going on in the background of your site. Currently you haven't got anything ranking your site, anything helping to rank your site. Now, the 3 main things we look at when going about ranking a site are content, number 1, number 2 is backlinks, and number 3 is citations. And I'll explain them each as I go. But content on your website, what I'm referring to is words and images. Google likes to see about 2,000 words on your homepage, and that lets Google know exactly what you are, where you are. It allows you to get all those keywords in there, and lets Google know that there's enough relevant information there for any potential clients that come along that they can read and make an informed decision. So it is quite important. The other way you can get around that is by having a blog, but you need to get the content onto your page. Now if we go ahead and look at C2 Financial, these guys here that you sent me, they haven't got a lot of content on this page, more than yourself, but not nothing like 2,000 words. But what's happening here is this page here is being powered by their overall site. So that you can see here, oh no you can't, it's actually just out of your view. So basically the URL says c2financialcorp.com /D Sikowski. So this page is just dedicated to you, and therefore it's using the rest of the site's power and SEO to have this page show up on Google. And I'll show you that in a little bit, but they don't have a lot of content. Now, when I typed in reverse mortgage San Diego, I found these guys here at number 1. And if we go and have a look at their content, you can see they haven't got a lot either. So and you can see here they've got a blog, so this is where they're getting their content from. So each one of these blogs, if it's got a couple of thousand words or 500 words, whatever it is, you're going to be able to get keywords into that. And you also, Google really likes to see websites giving something for nothing. So when people write up decent blogs, Google really likes that and tends to rank those sites really quickly for that exact reason. You're giving something for nothing, and you're not just trying to sell something. So that's a really good option to add to your site to start ranking a little bit faster. Now, number two, that was number one, content on your website. So probably getting a blog onto yours would be the ideal, or adding those 2,000 words, and then a bunch of images, obviously to go with that to fill out the page. Now, the second tip I mentioned was backlinks, and backlinks are just anywhere one website refers to another via a clickable link. So if this company here has a link to your website, which doesn't look like it does, that would be essentially a backlink. And when someone comes along and clicks on it and takes them to your website here, that's a backlink. Now, what they do is transfer authority in Google's eyes. And the more of those you get, and they're not all created equally, they come from referring domains or referring websites. And if those websites are relevant to your industry, they're also highly rated sites, they're going to pass your website more authority. And the more of those you then get, the higher your website ranks, the more keywords you can rank for when you've got that content, and then this organic traffic or unadvertised traffic starts to skyrocket. So that's the idea. Now, coming across to these guys, C2 Financial Corp. Now, what I'll point out first is they got a ton of backlinks, but only 470 referring domains. That's not that hard to capture. Not that you'd necessarily be trying to catch these guys, but just an indication, because UR here is URL rating, which means this specific page that has your name on the end of it has a rating of 10 out of 100. 10 isn't great, but at least it has some ranking power. Now, their overall site, this is domain rating, is 63. That's a really good rating, and that's why they're managing to pull in 4,200 clicks as a rolling average every single month. So it's kind of, you can see how worth it that is. Now, if we have a look at their keywords here, they've got 647, and we have a look at some of the volumes, the higher volumes, mortgage broker near me. Normally I would type in the word mortgage here. I don't normally go this long, but for you, I'm going to show you a little bit more, sorry. Mortgage loan officer, California mortgage companies, mortgage. So you can see they're not all great, but there's hundreds. So the idea is to go and get all the good ones, and then not just the ones that have mortgage in there, anything else that pertain to you, and get them onto your page. And then that's how you end up with that 600 or more keywords. You can get thousands in there, and then when you're ranking on page one for a lot of those, that's when you start seeing that traffic. Okay, now the next guys I showed you were One Reverse Mortgage here, these guys. And if we take a look at theirs, so you can see here they've got a lot of backlinks and a lot of referring domains, nearly double the last guys. However, their ratings here are lower, and that's what when I mentioned that that not all links are created equally. These guys aren't getting as good a quality links as the C2 guys. However, these guys have got a lot more actual links, but it's more about the referring domains anyway. They've got better quality referring domains, passing them a little bit more power. However, this specific page here, Contact Us San Diego, their URL rating is a little bit better, and that's why they're ranking number one for that. Now they've got 6,000 keywords, which is obviously a mammoth amount. It's all doable, and that's because they've got a blog, so they can keep adding keywords to their page, forever, and they're getting 2,500 clicks per month. So that's backlinks, number two. Now number three is citations, and what I'm going to show you here is I'm going to type in reverse mortgage San Diego. This thing here is called the Map Pack, Google Map Pack. It's really important to try and get into the top three. You can see C2 is in there. The top three adds about an extra 30% of clicks to the top position of the organic results down here. So let's say these guys were getting 100 clicks for this keyword down here. You'd be adding another 30 per month from being in the top spot up here. I think it's about 20% there, and between 9 and 15% down here. And that does vary industry to industry, but it averages at about 30% extra for the top spot there. So it is important to be on this map pack here, because no one clicks on view all. And the way to get in there is with tip number 3, citations. Citations are just anywhere your business name, phone number, and address are listed as exactly as it's seen on your Google My Business account. I don't know if you've got a Google My Business account, but if you do, citations are really important, and you go ahead and put them in anywhere like Yellow Pages, Home Advisor, Yelp, Angie's List, all those big directories. There's thousands of them. So the more of those you get, the more likely you'll get into the top 3 here. I do have ways of finding out exactly how many of those these guys have got. You also need a competitive amount of reviews, and your Google My Business account needs to be filled out fully, like correctly and fully. Super important to get in there. And also, once you get into these top spots, your website naturally starts ranking higher because obviously Google has started to trust your business. So it's kind of, this is really important. So that's citations. So number 1 was content, number 2 was backlinks, and number 3 is citations. They're the main things we look at when ranking a site. But that's the off-page ranking apart from the content. So when we're looking at content and we're looking at going ahead and to start SEO on a site, we start with the on-page, which is the content and this here. So I put your website into this tool we use, and this is obviously reverse mortgage, car's bad, and you've got almost one-to-one issues to good signals. But if we come down and have a look, so reducing the page size isn't always super important, but Google does like to see a page that loads really quick. The way to do that is by removing some coding that isn't used and a few other things. I'm not going to go too deep into it now. This will go on forever. And also reducing image size, optimizing images and stuff like that. So URL is brilliant because it's got your one of your keywords and a location in the title, so that's perfect. Keep scrolling through. You've got nice title tags. You've got a few too many characters in your description tags, so when you show up on Google search results, you're getting this ... here, which you don't necessarily want. So you just need to shorten that a little bit. Coming through, image meta tag or image description tags, pretty important to get keywords into and optimize the images. More keywords, removing underscores from any file names where you've saved images into a folder. Duplicate heading tags. There's quite a few things here that we could go through on another time. This is some of the coding that's not needed. There's bits and pieces sort of all over. It's pretty common to see this when it's been built by someone that doesn't specialize in SEO. There's just a few bits and pieces that have got to be tidied up before SEO will actually work properly. And I've also taken a look at your site here to see how it's built, what's being used. And your content delivery network, this here, I've never heard of Cloudflare or CDN, content delivery network JS. I'm not too sure what they are, but it's obviously just another web platform, web building platform, and then obviously you're hosted, I think, under Apache. Yeah, Apache down here, web server. So that's just something we look at to see how we would go about SEOing your site. Anyway, mate, they're the main things. So if you wanted to learn any more, I'm happy to show you how to do things, whatever you wanted to do, but hit me up and we can have a chat. Thanks, buddy. Have a great night, and say good day to Sydney for me. All right, and Nicole. All right, bye-bye. Thanks.